Hello students. Under first chapter, Introduction to Financial Statement, Introduction to Accounting. Till now we have discussed what is the meaning and definition of accounting. Then we have moved to accounting concepts. Accounting concepts, as I have already discussed with you, it means the fundamental ideas or basic ideas, assumptions or conditions upon which the science of accounting is based. It is based upon the ideas, basic functions upon which all these transactions are to be recorded in the books of accounts. Under that, you have to study 4 different concepts of accounting. They are going concern concept, accounting period concept, then business entity concept, and finally accounting accrual concept. So these are the 4 concepts: going concern concept, accounting period concept, business entity concept, then accrual concept. Under that first one we have already discussed going concern concept. This is the second one, that is accounting period concept. Accounting period means the life of the company is forever. It extends for till the company exists. But the period will be divided. The life of an entity is divided into short economic time period on which reporting statement are prepared. Reporting statement like trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet, these are prepared for every year. Okay, that is called as accounting period. Now it may starts from January and it ends on 31st December. 12 months. Usually it will be of 12 months. So it begins on Jan and ends on December. So December they have to prepare a statement of 1 year stating what is their profit, what is their loss, or if what is their profit or loss, or what is your balance statement of assets and liabilities, that is balance sheet. So that is called as accounting period concept. That is all the transactions are recorded in the books on the assumption that profits of these transactions are to be ascertained for a specified period. We get the profit of a specified period. For example, what is the profit for 2019, 2018, 2017, 2016? So every year they will be preparing the statement of profit and loss, where we will get to know the information of a profit or a loss. So accounting period is a year. What is the time frame they are taking to calculate the profit and loss or preparing the balance sheet? For example, most companies use 1 year as most of the companies they go for 1 year. Okay, it doesn't mean that it starts only from calendar year. Calendar is nothing but from Jan to December. Some of the companies may also take from the June or April 1st till 31st March. Okay, so that is also in the middle of the year, like April 1st they begin the financial year and 31st March they ends the financial year. That is also an accounting period. Okay, so accounting period can really be a length of time, however it's just a 1 year is a natural period. Every organization uses 1 year. Okay, either it may starts from January to December, January and ends on December, or either it starts on April, from April till next year 31st March. So this is usually a time period wherein you frame them and report. A report has to be prepared regarding the financial statement, that is profit and loss account and the balance sheet. For example, public companies that are required to issue quarterly financial statements have 3 months reporting period. Sometimes they have to prepare quarterly. Quarterly means every 3 months they have to show the statement. What is your profit and loss account and balance sheet? So every 3 months there will be an accounting period for them. So traditionally we follow 1 year, that is 12 months from Jan to December, either from April to March. Okay. So sometimes public companies like government undertakings, they have to prepare a quarterly report that is of 3 months. So to end up this concept, accounting period concept means a financial report has to be prepared for 1 year. That short period of time is called as accounting period concepts. For example, it may starts on January and ends on December, or it may be from April to the March. So the time period for accounting is 12 months. Accounting period is 12 months usually, and sometimes a public company may also go for quarterly report, and it is prepared for every 3 months. Okay, let us move to the next concept, that is business entity concept. The business entity concept is also known as separate entity and economic entity concept. Another name for business entity concept is separate entity and economic entity concept. Now, what does this concept means? It says that the business and the owner are two different two different states. Concepts like states that the transaction related to the business must be recorded separately from those of its owner and any other business. So what owner does for himself, he has to record in his own book. What business in the organization, what transaction is done, that is done separately. So owner and business don't mix it up, they are entirely a separate, okay, separate entity. For example, if a owner called A person has purchased furniture for his own household purpose of rupees 10,000. Now it is purchased for whom? For himself, not for the business. So that transaction should not be recorded in the business. Okay. So anything the owner does for himself, he purchases any goods for himself, he sells his own goods, okay, not business goods, his own goods he sells, then that is not to be recorded. Only the business purchases and sale, business what they have purchased during the year, what they have sold during the year, what are the transactions related to the business should be recorded. That is called as business entity concept. Don't mix up the owner's transaction with the business. If a owner does anything for business purpose, if he purchases assets for business use, then it is a recorded in business accounts, not an owner's account. So owners, if anything purchases for his own use, then it has to be recorded in owner's personal book, not in a business book. Okay, so this concept is very important, because if transaction of the business are mixed up with of owner and other business, the accounting information would lose its usability. Of course, when you mix up the owner and business together, you may not get the correct information what the business is earning, whether how much is a profit or how much is a loss, because even his own transaction is also being entered in the business. So when it is mixed up, it is the usability of the information gets deteriorated, or it may lose its value. Then business entity concept is applicable for all the business. Business entity is applicable for all business, like it may be sole trading, partnership firm, or joint stock companies, or any corporation, institutions. For all those businesses, the business entity concept is useful. Next, let us see what is the important or need of business entity concept. Now let us see what are the benefits or the needs of a business entity. First one is, business entity concept is essential to separately measure the performance of a particular business in terms of profitability and cash flow, etc. To measure the performance of a business, what is its actual profit, what is its actual payment, we should not mix up with any of the business or any of his personal transaction. So business entity concept gives a clear idea or information about the company's profitability and cash flow. Next point is, it helps in assessing the financial position of each and every business separately on a particular date. So each and every business, say if a company has many businesses, like it may have textile business, or it may have automobile business, or it may have software business, it may have footwear business. So all these different kind of business it may have. So they cannot prepare only one account for all the different businesses. Different businesses will have different financial statement, and profit and loss account should not be mixed up. So under business entity concept, we get the information of each and every business separately on a particular date. That is, if when we prepare the profit and loss account and balance sheet, the date will be mentioned, profit and loss account as on 31st 12 2020. So on that date, what is the position? So on that date, what would be the financial position of each and every business, we will get through with the help of business entity concept. Next point is, it becomes difficult and impossible to audit the records of the business if they are intermingled with or interrelated with those of the different entities and individual. Of course, it is difficult or impossible. You cannot record the business transactions if two or more businesses accounts are linked together or integrated together, or individual transactions are also integrated together. It is very difficult to audit the statement. Next is, the concept ensures that each and every business entity is taxed separately. Each and every business, if we see, they have to be taxed at the end of the financial year. They have to pay the tax on the profit they have earned. So each business will have their own financial statement which will be taxed separately. This is done through business entity concept, as it business entity concept says that every business should have their own separate financial statement. So the tax also will be charged on separately for each and every business. Next is, the employment of a business entity concept is very general among business organization. If a company ignores this concept, it will not be able to compare its financial performance with that of the others in the industry. It is very general because as I explained you in the meaning itself, the business entity concept is being used by all the businesses. Either it is sole trading, education institution, or partnership firm, or sole trading concern. It is applicable for all. So this concept, it would not be able, if they are not if they are not following business entity concept, then they are not able to compare their financial statement or performance with the other business, because it is mixed up. So you may not know the correct information about the company, so you may give a wrong information, and that doesn't help for comparing your performance with other companies in the same industries. So this is a benefit of a business entity concept. So business entity means the owners and the business are two separate people. They should not be mixed up. The separate financial statement should be shown only for business. So these are the usefulness of the business entity concept. The next one is accrual concept. That is the last concept under accounting concept. Accrual concept is a most fundamental principle of accounting, which requires recording revenues when they are earned and not when they are received in cash, and recording expenses when they are incurred and not when they are paid. Accrual means we have to record the transactions which are actually earned, which they are earned, and not actually they have received. It means, suppose if you have sold a, say, if you have sold a furniture, okay, for example, furniture. Now when you sell a furniture, the sale price of the furniture is maybe, for example, it is 10,000 rupees, okay, and you have sold to one person and he has accepted to pay 10,000. He has paid you 6,000 rupees and 4,000 is pending, okay. 4,000 is pending. Now you have received how much? You have received only 6,000 rupees. Now in the books of accounts, you will record 6,000 or 10,000. According to the accrual concept, you have to record 10,000 rupees. That is what it says. You have to, which requires recording revenue which they have earned, not when they have received in cash. If they have received 6,000 rupees, but how much they have earned by selling 10,000 rupees. So that 10,000 has to be shown in the books of accounts. That is, you might have studied in PU level also. In the balance sheet, when you write outstanding, like any expenses or any income you received, sale of furniture 6,000, add outstanding 4,000, then you show 10,000 rupees. So in the accounts you have to show 10,000 rupees, for example, which I have given you. Even though you have received half of the amount, but you have to show full amount. Even though in recording of expenses also, when expenses also recording, if you have paid salary to an employee, you should pay 5,000 rupees to a person as a salary, but you had paid 4,000 rupees to him, 1,000 is still pending, but you have to record in the books of account rupees 5,000, that is 4,000 add outstanding. So this is what accrual concept says, that you have to record what you have earned and what you have incurred, not actually paid and actually received. So that is the meaning of accrual concept. GAAP allows the preparation of financial statement only. GAAP is nothing but generally accepted accounting principles. Allows the principle of financial statement on accrual basis only. According to that generally accepted accounting principles we follow in accounts, where it says that any transaction has to be recorded only on accrual basis, not on a cash basis. That is, what cash you receive, that is the different things. How much you are earned, that you have to show in the books of account. This is because under accrual concept, revenue and expenses are recorded in the period which they are related and not when they are received or paid. We have to record all the transactions in which the period they have received or paid, not actually when they have received. Okay, so incurred, when it is incurred, like today you have paid need to pay 5,000 rupees, you paid 4,000. So in today's book only you will write 5,000 rupees, 4,000 paid, add what outstanding, you show 5,000 rupees. So it has to be recorded in the period which they are incurred. Application of accrual concept is inaccurate reporting of net income, assets, liability, retained earnings, which improves the analysis of company's financial statement and financial position. That is what we, to enhance the financial position of the company, the organization has to follow accrual concept. Next we will see what are the benefits or importance of accrual concept. Under that first one, under accrual concepts of accounting, financial statement reflects all the expenses associated with reporting revenues for an accounting period. Thus, usability of financial information is thus increased. It reflects the financial statement of the it reflects all the expenses associated with the revenue for an accounting period. All the expenses which they have incurred, which they have earned during the period is reported. Next, it satisfies the requirement of GAAP and IFRS. GAAP, as per GAAP, accounting should be recorded on accrual concept. So if you record on accrual concept, it fulfills the requirement of GAAP and international financial reporting standards. The next one is, it is considered one of the general assumptions while interpreting the financial statement by the various users. So you can interpret, you can analyze what is happening in the organization. You can take proper decision with the help of the financial statement. Next is, the departure from the accrual concept seizes the ability of the user to compare the financial statement of an entity with that of the others. If the accrual concept is departure means when it is taken away, then it will be difficult for the user to compare their financial statement with that of the others. So this is what the benefit of accrual concept. So accrual concept means revenues are recorded when they are earned, expenses are recorded when they are incurred, not when they are paid and not when they are received. That is called as accrual concept, and it is followed. It is a major requirement of GAAP and IFRS. So today I have discussed with you the three remaining concepts of a financial accounting. That is, first one was going and concern concept, which I have explained you in the last recorded video. The second one was accounting period concept. Then the third one was business entity concept, and the fourth one was accrual concept. Thank you.